Hello, my name is Barry Humphries. I'm a territory manager for Pottinger UK, and today I'm at board a plant in Cheshire, just off junction 17 of the M6. And the machine we want to feature is the HIT 6.69 6-rotor tedder. So this is a 6-rotor machine, and its working width of 6.9 meters means that we can do 3 8-foots with this machine, 3 9-foots, and actually 3 10-foots as well, when the material is left in rows off the back of the mower. So we can actually achieve 3 10-foot rows with this machine. Okay, we've got the Dynatech rotor here. As you can see, this is the Dynatech rotor, and we want to just look at the tine, the tine arms here. We've got this swept back tine arm design, sweeping back, a nice cleaning action, keeping the machine clean, because any material that gathers up on this machine slides off here, and we get that nice brushing effect as a caster, if you like, a nice brushing effect off the back of this swept back tine arm design. Coming to the tines themselves, we've got unequal length on the tines. We've got the outside part of the tine is actually longer than the inner part of the tine, again to try and achieve that clean sweep that we want, trying to gather up all that material to get it moved to help to dry the crop out. We've got tine savers fitted as standard. This silver part here that you can see, and these hooks on each end, are the tine savers, so that if this tine should break, which would normally be anywhere around this area here where a tine normally goes, it will hang on, this hook here will hang on to the coil of the spring rather than throwing it into the crop. So tine savers on our machine are fitted as standard, which is part of this support that we're offering to the front coil of the tine all at the same time. So tine support and tine savers incorporated there. So you can see here a fully guarded machine. We've got double UJs into this machine, so when this machine is actually folded in transport position, the machine will still turn. That's quite important to us, because we want the machine to turn that should you strike an obstacle, in other words a bough on a tree or something in the hedge, this machine can still turn. The other feature is that if you happen to hit the PTO on the machine, on the tractor, sorry, when you're in folded position, the machine will still rotate. When you go for single UJs, they will just burst out. You will damage the machine. But when you've got double UJs, as we have here, the machine will still spin should you strike something or hit the button on the tractor by mistake when your machine is folded. All right, so that's quite a nice feature. We've got height adjustment on each of the wheels to get the correct pitch on the rotors. Obviously for heavier crops we tend to pitch it more forward and shorten the top link. For lighter crops we'd sometimes run a little bit flatter, lifting those wheels and lengthening the top link. So you've got plenty of adjustment on the height of the wheels down the bottom on each of the rotors. Lights are fitted as standard on our machines, on all of our tedders. Lights are fitted as standard. And now we want to look at the headstock. The headstock incorporates what we call a lift lock system. You can see on the top here we've got a heart-shaped piece here that actually acts as a lift lock. In other words, when the machine is on the ground in working position, the actual machine is following the tractor as a trailer would. Okay, so you've got nice round corners, you can steer it around the corner, it's not a problem, it will follow as a trailer. But more importantly, that when you lift the linkage for headland turns, if you're going to lift the linkage for headland turns, rather than the machine swinging around everywhere on those headland turns, which could be a problem on the banks, you know, it could make your tractor unstable having that tedder swinging around. We do not have that problem, because the machine actually locks rigid. It locks rigid for those headland turns so that it's not swinging around. Much more safe than actually having the machine without a lift lock system that could actually potentially cause a problem with stability with a tractor on a bank. All right, so that's that. Now then, we've also got these stabilizer struts here to stop the snaking effect that you can get with some of these wider tedders. All right, so that stabilizer, there's one fitted on each side, takes that oscillation that you can get when you're going across banks, especially with these wider machines. So those stabilizer struts are fitted as standard. The other option that you can have, which is not fitted onto this machine at the moment, but it is an option that you can fit, is the fence line tedding. Fence line tedding basically means that when the first time round the field, we want the machine to kick the material away from the hedge, not into it. Fence line tedding acts on the stub shafts going down to each of the wheels and turns all of those wheels on an angle, either hydraulically or with a mechanical latch. All right, so that machine then on the first run around the field will run on an angle, in other words, kicking the material out of the hedge bottom and not into it. All right, that for Pottinger is known as fence line tedding. Okay, so as you can see, fairly robust machine, quite a big seller for us in the UK because the size seems to fit in with that 3 10-foot rows of grass that we can spread out with this machine. Okay, so there is a 0% finance package available on this machine, and all that remains for me to say is if you're interested, please contact Border Plant Sales in Cheshire, and just to say thank you for watching.